Thank you all for joining this panel, and I'm Summer from SocialPeta. I'm so honored to host the very first AI-related panel and with two experts. Well, first of all, we can explain a little bit why we pick up this topic, as we all see that after the launch of ChatGPT, the Google trend interest of AI application kept growing in recent 2.5 years. And if you attend any offline conference, gaming or non-gaming, whatever the theme is, you may see any panel or any talks will be related with AI or the technology. So we reckon, well, we should pick the topic very related with the trend. And that's why we have the two experts. One is Claire. She is from Rzain Consulting. Hi, Claire. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, Summer. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Claire Rozain. I'm the founder of Rzain Consulting. I started my career working inside big studio like Gameloft, Rovio, and a few years ago, I realized that something really important for me is that I love helping business grow, not just one company, but many, especially small business with big dreams. So that's why I created my own consulting business to help game studio, app developer, but also now AI startup to grow smarter and faster. And I hope I will be insightful today and share some interesting thing for you. Don't hesitate to ask any question.
Okay, thank you. And also we have the honor to have Mr. Robert from Reforged Labs to join our panel. So Robert, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit.
Yes, of course. Hi, everyone. I'm Robert. Thank you for hosting us, Summer, and really excited to be here with Claire. My background, just for quick context, is I spent about 9 years at Google and Microsoft in their research divisions. So building AI for self-driving cars and advanced cybersecurity. I'm a huge gamer, and after going to business school, I decided, hey, wouldn't it be great to build a startup using things I love and the things that I'm really good at? So gaming and AI. We met the founders of King, and they told us that their biggest problem was actually in performance marketing. And so we started building AI for performance marketing about a year ago. And so it's been really exciting to empower people with the right AI analysts, which is what we're building at Reforged Labs.
Okay. Well, this is very impressive. I forgot to introduce myself. So I'm Summer from SocialPeta, and maybe you have already know that we are an ad intelligence platform. We existed now for 9 years, and the biggest value we provide are those ad creatives and the analytical insights on a mobile end. We cover 1.6 billion ads, and on those very mainstream platforms like Meta, Google, TikTok. It's very honored to have this panel, and we will share the insights and also have the discussion on those AI application and AI anything like our topic today, anything related with AI. So we can get to know each other more through all the conversations. So let me ask you, Claire, because just like we chatted, we have met at London last year. But for me personally, I never really had the chance to ask what inspired you to leave the previous studio and you started your own consulting service. Maybe can you share your backgrounds and what's the impulsive factors push you to be an entrepreneur?
Yes, so I really started with strong experiences in big studio, but also companies. So I work at Match Group, which is the leading dating apps with Tinder, for instance. Or I also worked in Gameloft and Rovio, the founder of Angry Birds. But what I was really excited is to make business grow. When I was at Product Madness, for instance, an aristocrat company that also used to have Plarium in the portfolio. I was one of those that during COVID made it scale to $1 billion company, spending a lot of money. So nowadays I'm really into how I can help game studio, app developer, but also now AI startup to grow smarter and help them. We all need to start somewhere. And I try to give like the best in class resources for everyone to scale profitably with AI, which is, as we will see, something that is growing a lot, but really challenging, either AI gaming or AI subscription product. So you need to have the good tools and resources in order to make it right, basically.
Wow, okay, thank you. You have a pretty comprehensive backgrounds, both in like gaming and now AI application. So I guess you can bring like so many like professional insights onto this topic. And robots, you just like you introduced, we see you have such an impressive background. As you know, like a technician, also now you're a founder, a CEO of your current company. So I'm also curious that what's the story behind the establishment of the Reforged Labs? Maybe you can share.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I think I loved working in my big tech corporate role. It was really great to build the future with AI, whether it was like transportation or cybersecurity. But I think just like Claire and just like you, Summer, we want to build something of our own. And that's what made me take the confidence to go and build a startup. I kind of made a mistake and decided to apply for my MBA and realized that halfway through, dropped out of Harvard in order to
Wow.
build Reforged Labs. And it was really exciting because I brought on two of my classmates to come join me. Some of my smartest friends and engineers from Google and my roommate from Microsoft. And we decided like, hey, if we're going to build a startup, let's build something fun. And the apps, the gaming space with AI, there's a lot of potential. So that's how we decided to get started, was like, hey, we really wanted to make an impact and not just follow an AI trend, but build something that's really practical and very useful. Like when I look at SocialPeta, I think that you guys are building such great tools. So I really admire what you guys are building.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I also noticed that you got the investment from Y Combinator, which is like one of the most famous incubator, yeah, in US. So yeah, pretty, like I mentioned, very impressive. And you all have like achieved such big success in the industry with all these year like endeavors. And luckily, we have like this gathering, and we came across for this like AI topic, and we encountered like this AI technology trend. And so we can start. I think we can start like to officially kick off this topic. To start with, because I mentioned SocialPeta is an intelligence tool. So the first part, I will share a little bit about the marketing trend regarding AI applications. And because for part of listeners, they are from they are like the application entrepreneurs. Some of them, they are like the marketers who directly manage all the campaigns. I think all of them are very interested in the whole market. Sorry for my interruption. Any like attendees, could you please mute if you are not speaking? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, yeah, so like I mentioned, those are the overviews on AI application market trend, and to share the ideas on growth path for AI-driven apps. So hopefully it can be like insightful. So first of all, we see the whole markets the whole market scale and growth in last year was very big, and overall on like the application MAU, it exceeds like 666 million users. Also, the year-on-year growth is also very big, and it was like a 24.54%. The total revenue have exceeded like $3 billion in last year for AI application. And if we see in like the details of the specific user, we see that the very young generations, they are very keen on this and also interested in using like all kind of AI tools, because like we see among all the users, 70% they are the age between 18 to 35. Also, we see like the sex ratio are pretty equal, and they are more have demands on entertainment and AI tools. And if we take a look on the geographical details, we see like in North America, they have the best like a willingness to pay, because for most of the AI applications we talk about, the majority of their revenue are from like the user subscriptions. I believe this is also the fact that we know that US like users, they have the best like the payment willingness, and if let's say which is like the top one, we got to say that ChatGPT is still the top one application among all the AI apps for during last year, and we see from last January to August, the growth for like ChatGPT have achieved $230 million, and the MAU for it have already been 190 millions globally. And what's more, it took the market share 63%. Like I mentioned, it dominates the like the AI tool market. Another like detail we see may also helpful, I think, for the founders or maybe the product managers if they want to seek out the new directions and to see in which areas what they have different like a preference. And we can see that like I mentioned, like US people, they can contribute the biggest proportion for all the subscriptions. It took 47% of the overall revenue. And in India, they contributed the top like users because it took 21% of the global downloads. Speaking of European users, they prefer all the AI tool in their like office work. For example, we see the most popular two products, Deal and Top Subscribe. So I have to say, if they can like they can use AI tools very normally in their daily life or in their like working environment, which means that maybe all the like founders or product managers, they can seek out more directions in different like working procedures, have more different like products related with like AI applications. Speaking of the rising side and all the good aspects, different regions and different countries, they also have different regulations and policies to make the markets more formal and also more friendly for the users. Because we see like, for example, in European, they have launched the Artificial Intelligence Acts to introduce the very strict regulations and data privacy policies. Along with, you know, the GDPR, they have basically the most strict data policy globally, I think. And in US, they also launched the National AI R&D Strategy Plan because they want to encourage all the entrepreneurs to focus more on the very basic AI researches. And let's say we can talk about the questions maybe later. Like the giant company Microsoft, they also like catch the AI trend. They will invest almost 80 billion US dollar in this year to build all their like AI data centers. So this are like the overall views on AI app. And if we like take a look on the very specific AI categories, the very first popular category we still see as like the chatbots, the very traditional one. And speaking of this category, that it has possessed the traffic over like 44%, and ChatGPT still play the very top one role among all the chatbot products. The MAU of ChatGPT for last year was like 445 million globally. The second category or genres we see is like AI design and authoring tools. This is the second popular genres for all AI applications, and we also see that almost 30 users, they use AI design authoring maybe during their work. And we in our company, for example, we request almost all the employees to learn at least 3 AI tools during their daily work, because we need to make a lot of presentations, a lot of video editing. Like Sora, this is one of the most representative apps. These products and other like AI design products, they had a huge rise. We see it has like a 30-fold annual increase in users in last year. This is pretty impressive. And the third one is like AI search engine. Like in English-speaking region, the Bing search engine. Okay, there is a question from Mr. Mohammed. Maybe we can leave all the questions for the last part of our conversation. Yeah, thank you. Let me continue. Let me continue. Like, yeah, Bing remained the very leading role in the market, and we see that their MAU grows to 170 million in last year. In China, I believe that from the beginning of this year, like DeepSeek is the most popular topic. Till now, we basically use DeepSeek like in our daily life or in during our work if we want to like search any useful results. Except those top 3 ones, like in United States, all the AI companies, they have the highest product penetration through products, and it's like a 65%. In Europe, we see that the growth was limited because they have very strict compliance policy, which brings the highest like compliance costs. And in Asian markets, because like in different Asian countries and regions, we share like different like languages and cultures. So like the localization AI tools are becoming more and more popular. Just like I mentioned, like DeepSeek is almost the most popular one from this year. And we not only see like the mobile end app, but also we see like there is a trend on web end, like browser end products. We see that over 60%, there is a 60% decline in MAU. So this is like the overall performance on AI marketing. And from those data, we see that the AI app markets evolve rapidly and all reshape our user behaviors, our daily life across different sectors. I want to ask the question to our experts for both of you, because you are all very deeply involved in AI companies, clients or partners. So I'm wondering either directly, you involve directly or through the consulting. So through all the data and all the phenomenon, what do you view this evolution, and what AI use cases or scenarios you see as the most promising one right now? Yeah. So, Mr. Robot, considering you are a technician, can you please share some opinions on this phenomenon?
Yeah, and Summer, that was such a great summary of the different types of AI apps. For me, what really resonates, and it's a little bit biased because, of course, as an engineer, I think that Cursor and other like AI coding assistants are very, very powerful.
Yeah.
So that's like probably the thing that I see most impactful to my workflow every day,
Okay.
are tools that really help you be more productive. And so I look at Cursor, and when I go back between San Francisco and Ho Chi Minh City, it's crazy to me that when I meet the unicorn companies, even in like Singapore, they're just starting to do pilots with these AI coding tools. But in San Francisco, if you're not using them, you're already falling behind. And it really helps to just make you 10x more productive. So I think that's going to be the biggest impact that I see right now versus some of the other tools that I see with chat boxes. I think that's really, really powerful on like a consumer basis. But like the impact of these B2B tools, like for example, the authoring, I immediately think of SocialPeta as like AI copywriting tool. I think those are very, very powerful toolkits are built into the platform that you guys have built. AI search engine, I think that is also really interesting too. Like, I think the big one in my mind, in addition to Bing, is maybe Perplexity. And those are really great at surfacing up new information, but then it brings into question of like, well, what is the new monetization model for these companies? And it doesn't really change my results that much when I go between Google, Bing versus Perplexity, but it's definitely growing very, very quickly because of how small the initial base was. Awesome. Claire, you want to add on to that?
Yes, actually, I think, Robert, you have a question. So any application built using AI tool and have gained a huge revenue and traction. Do you have any in mind, Robert?
That's actually a really great question. Like everyone's been talking about this vibe coding when they use like a Lovable or a Windsurf. And, we've been having this debate internally with our team. It's like, hey guys, people are spinning out of these apps over a weekend with minimal coding background. And I think that's the big thing that we're seeing right now, to address Talha's question, is that, it takes a long time to then productionalize the actual application that you're building. So it's like, hey, I got this running on localhost, but to be able to serve it to millions and millions of users, it's actually very, very difficult. So I think that's the thing that, you have to temper your expectations with AI tools today, is where is the capabilities of where it is and how quickly it's changing. Because, even Summer mentioning Sora, it's changed a lot in the last 6 months. And so people forget how quickly AI chat boxes have improved. So I'm confident that those tools will continue to get better over time.
Yes, thank you, Robert. That's really interesting. On my side, to be honest, I think the past year AI apps and chatbots, design tool, and even AI learning apps also exploded, and it really poured up how new markets are actually getting even stronger. Like there is a lot of profitability now, for instance, in India. I'm seeing some customer that raised in United States and add some AI tool that scaled the US, but at the same time they scaled actually India with subscription at $100 actually monthly, so quite expensive one, and they manage here actually to have a huge success. So I think it's definitely changing, because what we were not able to do before, now with AI and people are passionate about it, we are able to do it. Because I think AI isn't just a big tech, it's something that is affordable, accessible, and can really supercharge you, as Robert shared, like you are 10x more productive, and people, they are really attracted to it. So when you want to raise money, having a product market fit is actually what is asked by investor. So having a good AI product is actually a big advantage that you can have in this space right now, at least. What you need to make sure of is your server cost. So I saw a lot of people, having a really good profitability, even on really competitive, sometimes time span that you would even compare with gaming some games. But the cost of server are crazy. And I think, Robert, on this, you know it. And this can actually kill your company.
Yeah, Claire, you mentioned the very practical challenge for so many startups. Yeah, the cost for the servers. In our own company, we basically face the very same issue. And as a normal user, and I like Sora or the Bing, we use it like all the time. We cannot basically live out with it.
Yes, exactly. And what is doing really well, OpenHeart and all those big leaders are actually asking the user to pay a subscription, but also to have additionally, if you want more services, like more video than what is your package, pay an extra. And I think this is the future of the model, at least of subscription based on the server side of all the apps that needs video and images, because text prompts are really easy server side, but all what is video and image, I will be curious to get Robert take on this and how he's doing. But from my side, I see it quite costly. I worked with top grossing AI tool on design, on educative apps, and also on search, competitor of ChatGPT. And the three of them, it was basically the main issue. So how they solve it, they just have the subscription and then add kind of a soft currency, which is something we see a lot in gaming. And either, they have an ad monetized model where you need to watch ad to have more token, or you have a subscription package where you can buy more bundle, where you have more credit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, thanks for all this sharing. Yeah, we as like a victim for this AI trend, we see all the applications are becoming more and more diverse. From the very simple Mid-Journey Chat GPT, then like a Sora, and it evolved with so many versions. Each time when we take a look on the new versions, we see, well, it has evolved so much, and also we can see this can, like I just mentioned, really like reshape our working and our life model. And if we jump to the data again, for example, what I list is various AIGC apps who run the biggest campaign globally. We see that they have different categories in different fields. And for example, we listed like the both iOS and Android system, and they are all the top advertisers in the first quarter of this year. As we see, like Visual Mind is a very top one from iOS system, and also it's the second one on Android system. Well, this product is a very popular product. It's like a chatbot, but also with like a visual thinking. It generates like the visual, it generates like the images or charts by the conversations and all your like tests. So as a user, you can start like editing very simply from like templates, and also like adding notes and so on. So from the whole charts, we also see that some other similar visual thinking tool like Visify, Mandsig, their like core function is about visual thinking. I believe that because they can all improve the efficiency in our like daily work anytime you want to generate the templates. We also see that like a Canva or Filmora, Photorama, they are the other products, but they also have the feature overlapped with visual thinking function. If let's say on this chart from the advertising angle, who runs the top like a campaign, the biggest campaign, we see that one of the top category is like AI image, like the AI image generator, for example, Glam AI, Selfies AI, and Retake AI, and all like the AI remodel. They are all the popular products and the top advertisers on AI image generation. Secondly, it's the video generating and editing products who like running the biggest campaign on all the mobile end platforms like Polybus and Filmora. Third one is like a chatbots or assistant products, which we all know that they are the very first patch of AI applications. We see now the top advertisers on this field is AI chatbot Nora, Genius, and Mivi. So like we see from the marketing end, like all the top advertisers, like I mentioned, they are various in different like angles. And if we see the very specific trend or the very specific products, we see like in the first quarter of this year that the whole quantity of advertisers for AI app actually declined, and the decline, the ratio is 40%, which is pretty big, and we think about it, and we believe that the reason should be the very competitive marketing trend, because we all know that. So for this all AI application growth, it happened from 2023 and also growing in 2024. But like from I believe like from the second half of last year, the market entered a very long period of consolidation. For those small and very new players in the market, they have to reduce the ad budgets because they find it's very difficult to break through the ecosystem of all the giants like OpenAI or Meta or Google, because those players, they still have very big budgets on marketing. They have better, I have to say, they have better cash flow on company level. And we can also see from the charts, from our data, that those players who still keep running big campaign are mostly the very top and the big entities in each specific field. However, that doesn't mean like the quantity of advertiser declining doesn't mean that like the players in the business have a easier life. On the contrary, we think that they are still living in a hell, because we see that on the very right side, we see this orange curve. You can see from the very beginning of 2025, the curve is pretty steep. We counted and calculated. It showed that the average creative quantity for each advertiser was 403. And it's showing that the year-on-year growth is more than 50%. Well, this means that if you are like one AI app advertiser, you will need to have more creatives than last year. And this also means that for each ad creative, the lifespan is shortening. So all the pace is accelerating. You need to do more, and you need to do very quickly. So you see, I also have talked with some like app developers I got very similar feedbacks from them. They mentioned that sometimes they may not only rely on those typical paid ads campaign, like what we demonstrated are all the data from Facebook, TikTok, or Google, all those very main platforms, and we only calculated the paid ads campaign. They sometimes will try those like test campaign, especially for the chatbot products. They may use like a Google search campaign, and it shows also very good performance for marketing. So it also brings another topic is for the marketers. For the marketers in like AI business, any opinions from you like Claire, because you have a running campaign so for many years, you have the experience gaming and non-gaming. So what do you think of the role of advertising now in the growth for those AI apps?
Yes, so first what I can share is that you are definitely right. So I have a client that just raised money that was spending $500,000 per month. Their strategy was to work with influencer, do creator branding, and even do some billboard campaigns. So you're totally aligned with what is on the market. So AI companies are growing, yes, with advertising at first, but what really sustains them and make them actually raise even more money is really the word of mouth, the ability to have communities and to go viral. And it's really more they are real steady to resonate with communities, more they are going to impact. So on this, I think you need to be smart, have a smart advertising, and not really something that you used to do, either in gaming and apps. Something that is much more hybrid, I would say, because you wouldn't go only with virality, but you need to mix it with your paid UA as well. So for small business, I will definitely say like you should focus on target ads, target specific audiences, and have also a product that is really I will say niche, because as you shared, like there is big one that are on the market. We just saw before Canva that is out there for years, that has the AI tool for a while actually, and now they see the trend, so they're able to double down and spend even more. So if you go on the same segment as them, it's going to be really difficult because they have a multi-million budget and really good cash flow, as Summer she shared. And I would say also create ads that really teach or really show the value of your product. There is a lot of AI influencer out there now. It's another trend on TikTok which is working really well. Go work with them, send them message, see if there is some affiliation, partnership that are possible. And really be authentic, educational, and story driven. I think it's really what is making the difference. Make the user tell your story and not the opposite is really what is working on AI, because it's really people that want to learn more. Like we saw a lot of trends with AI, either the anime trend in gaming, of course, like a lot of gaming studios are doing anime, but we saw also the anime content where everyone was doing it, or like the little pack where everyone had a little pack, everyone was sharing it on LinkedIn, Instagram. For me, this is the viable growth that you can have for those kind of product. But in order to have this, you need to really have a product that have a really niche content and niche user base, I would say.
Okay. Oh wow, you have give like a different solutions for both like big entities and also the very small ones. Some of them are pretty brand new strategies. I know some KOL, but you also mentioned like the niche content and also educational perspective. Very brilliant, very brilliant. So in terms for like so yeah high robots, I'm wondering that we talked about the AI application, and we also know that Reforged Labs is a great AI marketing startup. So how do you think about the advertising contribute to the app growth? and maybe you have the very first-hand experience on user acquisition. Maybe you can share some your successful insights on those areas.
Yeah, definitely, Summer. And Claire, I think you made some really good points. I love the points around how to think about influencers and how to work with the current ecosystem that's trending right now, like with the Ghibli style. And so talking about what we do at Reforged is that we realized that a lot of marketers go off of their gut, right? There's a lot of data out there, and it's really hard without the help of like SocialPeta and other tools, right? And I think like this is so powerful to see the creatives per advertiser per month, because you can really tell right here that AI has brought about more experimentation. You know, I see a couple common scenarios in gaming, and what people are doing right now in advertising with AI is that they're really looking at like, hey, how do I experiment with new creative formats? AI is unlocking new ways to, just like what Claire said, use AI avatars. It's really easy with the help of a lot of the big tools out there like Rzain or Synthesia, and you can even use 11 Labs to get the voice. It's amazing. I also see AI being really good at, so that's, I guess, one, getting a lot of those AI avatars. Two, doing more like geo expansion, right? Like how do you do the dubbing with the voiceovers on top of the ads? You know, another shout out to SocialPeta. I think they have like some really great like script extraction features from their creatives. And I think that's like really powerful for you to understand like what's working, what's not working on the market. But that is what brings up all the creative per month per advertiser, because people are able to experiment more. And then I guess next is that people are able to do faster editing, right? We saw all those AI editing apps like Canva. They're able to bring editing at the speed of thought. And that also contributes to being able to resize, edit, and have multiple ad placements. And then I think the final thing that I see as a trend for AI within the advertising specifically is the ad variety and the versatility for the long-term promotion. Because like, how do you actually scale out a creative? You know, you're going to encounter ad fatigue, there's ad blindness, right? With these new tools with AI, you're able to actually just experiment a lot more. I think one other thing that I think, you know, is the elephant in the room is just like the current economy. It's been very tough. It's been very difficult. I think gaming in particular has just been facing a lot of headwinds, and there's been a lot of layoffs. It's been a really tough industry, and people are really starting to preserve cash, which is possibly why there's so much consolidation and the number of advertisers going down over time. And so it's a lot harder to raise capital and to spend capital in this sort of environment, but it also poses a lot of opportunities too. And I think this is where we're able to get a lot more efficient. So I love this conversation that we're having right here.
Wow, thanks for the sharing, including all the like investments. So, what do you think like is the difference between like a application and the mobile games? Because like Reforged Labs worked with many game studios, and you mentioned like the direction now will be more on AI applications. So, from your perspective, like have you noticed that the key difference between like AI app and the mobile games?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a huge difference, right, in terms of like the goal and the use case, right? It's like a utility versus entertainment. And I think that a lot of like, I spoke to a lot of game studios, and they're all thinking about now making more apps instead of games because they see this huge opportunity. Right now is a golden time where AI is enabling new forms of interactions. And so they're like, wow, I know how to use diffusion models. I can take stable diffusion and then do some fine tuning on top of that. I can take DeepSeek and build a model on top. Like all these things are about how we present the interface. And it's the wild, wild west right now. So it's really exciting time. What is a big challenge for people is that it's easier than ever to make an app or a game. It's harder than ever to stand out. And so the user acquisition, the marketing, what Claire does, I think that is so powerful because
Yes.
you need to be able to have people discover what you're building because it's going to be very similar. The feature set is going to get very similar. And so it's how you market yourself. It's how you get people to understand what you do and your unique value proposition. And so I think that's the big thing that we're seeing right now. of course, the AI apps are going to get even more sophisticated. Right now, you can't really trust the AI to do something that is like mission critical, right? Like it's a probabilistic model, right? AI isn't going to give you the exact same answer every single time. So that means 1% of the time you're going to get the wrong answer. And that's not really great for you if you're trying to make really big, expensive decisions. But it's going to get better over time. And I think that's what we're all building for, right? And so I think that's the other thing that I noticed between like a game. People are very excited to use AI to make better games, faster games, and experiment with more variety. With AI apps, you're seeing like a consolidation into a couple of genres today, this quarter. Next quarter is going to look very different, and I'm very excited for that too.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And Claire, you mentioned you have worked both gaming and non-gaming apps, and now like all the marketing are super competitive for both. But I'm wondering, how do you view the difference in their growth path, like comparing gaming and non-gaming, and especially when talk about like their advertising strategies?
Yeah, so this is a really good question. So I like to think that games need excitement, but AI apps really need trust. There is two different things when you have a subscription package and where you have just a game that you want to advertise for. People need to be excited, but an AI apps they need to have trust. It's been years that some photo editing tools they are trying, to have AI tool and things like this. It's not something new, but there were a lot of customer issue, like not believing in it, having question about the data and things like this. So I think as an entrepreneur, like what is important is that you build trust first. You have a really clear landing page, especially as web is working well on AI. What exactly do the user get with your landing page? It's your presentation of your product. Do you have a promo code? Do you have like the positioning? What do you exactly have? And you keep experimenting. Second thing, you really have reviews and testimonials. It's a new thing, so there is still a huge market to conquest, I think, and especially on the silver economy. I think, Summer, you mentioned really well that it's really appealing for the young audience. Long term, what will be needed is to expand the market. And this is what dating is doing, for instance, with dating for senior and things like this. And this will take years, but those who will get it right will ultimately, I think, get a good share of profitable market. And the third thing is really an easy onboarding and to help the user to win fast. I think it's really important. And second, like don't limit yourself as well. I think AI is really specific. There is not AI and games. I think you mentioned Summer as well, Crazy Maple Studio, that is China based, that is doing amazing things, having gamification, and also an hybrid app game and anime also style that is thriving and that now is trending around all the world. I mean, I think Summer, you will be the best to speak about it, but this is one of the first success of AI content and how to test from scratch with AI a product and build on it basically.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for your insights. Well, I have the last two quick questions for both of you. Hi, Robert. Yeah, I'm wondering, for example, if you have the chance to start a new venture, which industry you may choose, and if you have started like this new company, what will be your first approach to do the user acquisition?
That's a great question, Summer. I think for me, I'm building AI agents right now. So
Yeah.
if I were thinking about user acquisitions for what we're doing, it's very much being able to deeply understand the real pain points for customers. But for bringing them in, it's like using all these AI tools today. I think not taking advantage of being able to understand like how to quickly experiment, how to understand data faster and better, especially using tools like SocialPeta, being able to really drive engagement through the latest trends, right? I think this is very, very powerful. I feel like the most effective creatives I see are often ugly, basic, or both. And you really just don't know what happens until you just run the experiment in order to get that data back. And I think that's when you discover like the latest trends of whether or not it's something about Trump and tariffs, or something about Ghibli style, advertisement, rage bait.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the internet has now been memeified, and there's just so much going on that in order to stay up to date with the trends is very, very difficult. And so I think we need AI to help us understand what's going on better. So that's what I would do for user acquisition on the creative level. And then at the campaign level is like really thinking through, how do I optimize better? So the name of the game is always optimization here.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, indeed. Yeah, ugly creatives really popular recently. And you mentioned about like the AI prediction on the creative performance. So I'm wondering, any chance like Reforged Labs are heading to this direction, heading to like this ideal situation?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exactly what we're building, Summer. So we're building a way for us to connect with MMP data, first-party warehouse data, in order to help people understand their own creative gallery a lot better, and to be
Oh,
able to help, my dream is to give every performance marketer a data analyst. You didn't go into marketing to run data and write SQL code all day. And so we're building AI agents to help you go and do your job a lot more effectively. So.
wow, sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. Well, so Claire, yeah, same question. If you want to build another new venture, what would you do, and how would you plan to do your user acquisition?
So if I would today go into the AI business, I will do a AI-powered UGC tool where I will rise communities organically, but with influencer. And I will resell any post that I do with them to other people. So I will have really targeted influencer on TikTok, that only speak about food, wellness, or things like this. And they will gain communities. This will be localized as well. So I would have it, for instance, only French-speaking AE, UGC content. And they will have a community growing, and I will resell, their content. Basically.
Well, from your description, I can imagine you have suffered some difficulties combine some French speaking like influencers. Well,
Exactly.
well, okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, let me review any questions because during my presenting the data, I see some questions. Lena, any chance you can see the questions? Maybe you can help me on that one. Let me export the full screen. Yeah.
I think on the Q&A, I see one open question from Abdullah. Do you want to repeat your question, Abdullah? Or maybe I can just read it out loud. I see the question says, what are your thoughts on the rise of one-day app challenges and the build in public movement? With the increasing use of tools like cursor and vibe-based coding, developers seem to be rapidly launching multiple apps. Do you see this as sustainable and valuable in the long term?
I think this is a question for you. You mentioned
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm happy to take a stab at it, and then Summer or maybe Claire, you can add on. So I think that the rise of these, one-day app challenge is really impressive. That how quickly people are able to build. I see a lot of studios around the world. Like for example, I was talking to some game studios in Vietnam. They're able to come up with a new app and launch it within the same week. Sometimes 2 apps in the same week. And I think like the mindset is like, hey, are you able to build an app? Of course. But then the question then becomes, can you get people to discover your app? Can you get people to go and download it and interact with it? And I think that becomes a harder problem when anyone can build something very quickly. How do you get noticed in this very crowded market? And so I don't think it's as sustainable, because then it becomes a problem of like, okay, who has the most money to throw at marketing, or who's the smartest person in the room in order to run these creatives and experiments.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, Summer, I can definitely add, I think it's a really good question, and it's something that is really exciting in tech because we have more capabilities to go much faster. So when the app challenge and build in public, of course, it reminds us a lot, like the Web3 made way of doing things with authenticity, honesty, and also including people. But I think it's good, like if it's a goal of learning, visibility, MVP testing, but exactly as Robert said, like then you need to have something that is stable in order to retain the people. So I feel like whatever you do, always focus on the user retention and solve a real pain point, because if you don't, like users, they will just stay one day you are doing your push and they will never come back. And really think about your monetization or to scale it. It's great, to have really competitive KPIs, like 30 cents CPI, for instance, on Meta, which is, like what you usually have as a target in an hyper-casual studio. But you need, if you want to think long-term, to think about user retention, or to scale the product you are doing, which pain points you are answering, and the monetization as well.
Okay, thank you. So I see there is a new question. How AI agents prompting can help us identifying customer pain points. This is a follow-up question on Robert's new venture. Can we make this process faster? Hi, Robert. Can
Yes.
you?
Yeah, thank you for the great question. I think that if it's speaking like in general, AI agents are something that's really interesting. Just to give a recap for everyone, AI agents is different than the current model of how you might work with a chat box. Instead of just giving you a response based on text or speech, an AI agent will make a suggestion and potentially even take an action on your behalf. And so it's been really exciting being able to work with AI agents because it gives you a different architecture for how you might build applications. And so the question here on how AI agents prompting can help us to identify customer pain points, for what we're building, we're really using it as ways for you to have a data analyst and to sift through all your customer data. I think if you were to do this today, it takes you a lot of time in order to do the data analysis. You need to have a specialized skill set, and you might try to do this without specialized AI agents, like just use ChatGPT to do something like this. But then the problem becomes you don't know if the data is something that is hallucinated or if it has access even to that database. Does that answer the question, Kyle?
Well, let's see any reactions on this question. Okay.
Awesome.
Yes, it's clear. Cool. Thank you all for all those questions. We will mark it and reply you after this webinar, the one you have listed in the conversation chat. What's more, I believe that you can easily find the LinkedIn for both Claire and Robert. You can directly contact them and ask the very specific questions through LinkedIn. So thanks for all the inspiring and very refreshing, I got to say very refreshing insights for like all AI application. And now so far we see like the year of 2025 past only 1/3. We expect to see some new developments in both application developments and also like marketing growth trend. So still thanks for the supporting of Claire and Robert, and that's all for today's panel. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Summer, for having us here, and Robert as well. It was really great to be with you both.
Thank you, everyone. This is such a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.